and welcome to my session of the GatherVerse. I'm Dr. James Hutson from Lindenwood University, and I'll be presenting today on the work we've been doing for about the last 5 years in the College of Arts and Humanities and where we're headed next. I'll be speaking about dialogues across time as we envision a future where we integrate XR and AI to not only travel to different areas in different times of history, but also to engage with those historical figures. Now, over the past several years, we've been going out and making digital twins of various cultural heritage sites. In this example on the right, you have Santi Apostoli in Florence, where we went and created a digital twin so that other art historians and archaeologists could have access to this understudied and the oldest church right in the city. And then we took those scans, imported them as skyboxes into game engines like Unity and Unreal, and then added interactables. And so here you have our game, the Museum of the Lost, on the left to show you how we brought those together. But what we're looking for is going to be the interaction and engagement between these, whereby we're going to be using XR again to overcome the physical barriers of wherever you might be. We can teleport you to various times in history or locations that exist, and also using AI in order to overcome the language limitations, being able to talk to historical figures. Now, generative AI has made possible some amazing things, that being recreating works of art and cultural heritage that no longer exists or was destroyed, and cataloging and preserving endangered languages, and also creating languages that we have never heard of based upon certain linguistic strategies. One of these projects is coming together where we're partnering with the University of Mosul to reconstruct and reconstitute much of what was destroyed by ISIS between 2015 and 2017. Through that, we're using the same type of digital scanning techniques, but combining it with generative AI to recreate things that were destroyed. Let's say the head of a statue might be missing, and also to have different languages explain in the cultural context what is happening. So preserving that type of ephemeral tradition. Now, we've done this previously with other historical figures. We can now regenerate historical characters like the founder of our own university, Mary Sibley. We did this and published on it, whereby we created a custom GPT, included all of her primary sources, her diaries, her letters, in order to recreate her. And then we had the archivist and other experts on the historical figure help tweak the model so the output was historically accurate. In addition to that, we can use it to understand and to record various types of languages. So maybe we're talking about an indigenous language that is going to be polysynthetic as opposed to English that's more widely spoken, or Mandarin. So these are able to reconstruct and allow us to talk to, hear, and understand what people would have sounded like and engage with them. Now, the way in which we're approaching this is not just to record what exists or even to reconstitute things from photographs, etchings, drawings, or descriptions. We're also combining that with the model here that is going to look at both biotags, when something existed or when someone lived, chronotags, right, so when the person lived along with who they are, and then geotags, where were they or where was the object recorded at the time. Then we can put that together once we have all this aggregate data to be able to determine where in geographical locations someone would have been, and then be able to go down and talk to them by reconstituting this. And this might be West African dialect that is no longer spoken, for instance, by a particular tribe that no longer exists. But we need to think about preserving this beyond the Western tradition and beyond our limitations that we have. Therefore, the future, as we see it, is going to be not only be able to see the past, which we have many examples of that, right? So here's Witness to Revolution as an example. Angkor Wat is another great example that has reconstituted and brought history back to life. But we want to talk to these historical figures as well. For more on this, you can email me at jhutson@lindenwood.edu or connect with me here in LinkedIn. And I want you to have a great GatherVerse.